What's going on, Royal Family? It's your boy King K coming to you all the way live with another Royal Closet. And this Royal Closet is very special because it's the first time that we have a stylist, someone who holds multiple titles in the fashion industry, more than just a designer. I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and then we're gonna get into a little bit about her. So go ahead and let the people know your name and kind of what you do a little bit.
Okay, what's up, you guys? I'm the Thrift Jesus. I'm Alexandria. Everybody calls me Thrift. I do wardrobe styling, creative directing, designing. I'm getting into sewing. I'm actually in school right now for that. So it's a little bit of everything. My goal is always to make you look and feel your best.
That's dope. That's dope. So let me ask you, number one, how long? How long have you been on this journey? How long has it been a career for you? You know, kind of give me your beginning years into where you are now.
So I actually started as an artist. I was actually singing and writing, rapping, spitting my bars.
You got the bars.
City
Okay,
girls
I
out
did
here in
not
these
know that.
streets.
Okay.
And I would style myself for my shows. So I always styled myself utilizing thrifted pieces.
Right.
Because I just always felt like, one, the budget was amazing, of
Yeah.
course, for that. And then also because it was original.
Yeah.
Nobody could ever find those items again.
Right.
So whenever I get off stage after pouring my soul out on the track, people will always ask me what I had on.
Okay.
They're just like, yo, okay, that's nice, sis.
Right.
You
sound good.
It was cool.
But what about the
you got
shoes?
on?
Right.
So that's really where it started, and I just started linking with my family, my friends, and then having them be my muse, so I could just practice.
And so
that was in 2017.
2017, okay.
Yeah, so
almost
around
5 years ago.
was when I actually started, and then the business became where it had a name and serious. The Thrift Jesus was birthed in around 2018.
Okay, so took you about a year and a half to go from it just being
an idea,
something that you just did naturally, to like, okay, I got something. This could be a
really
business.
Be something. I can turn this into more.
Okay, and so what made you kind of really make that transition to be like, all right, I'm done with the music stuff, and like I'm going to focus on fashion or being I guess a stylist?
Yeah, I say politics. It's a lot of stress and a lot of chaos in the music industry.
Absolutely.
And it was just more than what I wanted to deal with at that age and at that time. And I also just started paying attention, like, I really feel like people will tell you what your gift is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you really need to just focus on what it is. If people come to you all the time for fashion, why are you not in fashion? You know what I'm saying? So that's what really pushed me to really start focusing on the fashion. Because I started just getting consistent people coming to me asking me, hey, what do you think about this? Or where can I find that? And I was like, okay, the music, I love it, but it's not my bread and butter at this point. The fashion started becoming that.
So when you were doing the music, was the music a passion? Like, was it like from a childhood passion?
Right.
And then it went from chasing this passion or this idea to this is where the money is? Because one of my things when it comes to creatives and creatives that turn into entrepreneurs is, when do you have to make that switch? You know, is it to give away the passion part to focus, or because the music, music is like a lottery.
Yeah, it's very hit or miss.
It's
one in a million.
Yeah, especially for it depending on what your goals are. Because that's another thing I talk about with people when it comes to artists. What are your goals as an artist? But if your goal, which is most people, to be a superstar, to be the next Drake or Rihanna or whatever, that's like a lottery.
Yeah.
So it's like, I always tell people to stay in, the creative realm, so you could be in the room, but you also got to be able to make money.
Right.
So was that like a big factor for you to switch from the music to the styling?
It was very emotional for me. My family has a musical background.
Oh, okay,
my dad, my mom, all of them. Like literally, my dad can play a million instruments. My mom could sing her butt off. They grew up in the church and the choir and stuff. So I think that's more so what pushed us into it, because it was all around
natural,
us.
Right.
And I kind of felt like with my siblings, it was messing up our relationship.
How
because we were working together in music.
Okay.
Me and my sister were in a duo.
Like Jackson 5?
We were in a duo. It's funny you say that because we are from Gary, Indiana.
Oh, for real?
So yes,
lit.
but we were in a duo together, and when you're dealing with music and you're dealing with different personalities and stuff, you really gotta play that part in that role where you kind of fall back sometimes like if you both don't agree on a song, usually it's not gonna get dropped.
Right.
And so for me, that was frustrating because it's like, dang, I really like this song, and she don't like it. So, or she was a perfectionist, my sister. So it was hard because we'll get stuff done, and she's like, no, I don't like it yet.
Right.
I want to work on the same song 20 more times.
Right.
So with me, with fashion, it was a freedom there.
You could just create and go.
I could have that freedom. It was a lane nobody else was in at the time, as far as my family and people around me. So it was just so much easier. For those doors were easily opening.
Right.
And so I was just blessed to be able to do it in a time where it wasn't like one person put on a dope outfit and said
the stylist, right.
Like,
so you decided to make this transition into doing the styling. The full time because it's basically we're just calling you.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
It was something that you also had a passion.
All, and the name itself, a lot of people ask me about the name, and that actually, this whole thing was birthed out of a car accident.
What?
Yeah. I was in a car accident. It was really bad. The car actually flipped on its top. My son was in the back. My brother was in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
All of us literally walked out.
Right.
Nothing but no more than a bruise. And the paramedics and the ambulance got there, and they were like, y'all, it should have been worse than this, basically.
Right.
And that same night after that happened, I kept having the name come to my head. It was like Thrift Jesus. I was just like, why? What does this mean? And I just said, okay, well, I don't know what it means, but let me go thrifting because thrift is in the name. So I was like, maybe something to come to me.
Right.
So as I'm thrifting, as I'm shopping in the store and stuff, I ran into a lady, and she was basically saying how she was looking for people to help her on set. And I was like, oh, what is it for? And she's like, oh, it's a show. It's coming out in Atlanta, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, cool. I wasn't doing nothing at the time. So I was like, I'll come pull up or whatever. And on that set, I literally met so many people. So many doors started opening. And I was just like, this is it.
Yeah.
It clicked. I'm like, I'm supposed to style on set utilizing thrifted pieces.
Yeah.
So it all
came
literally
together.
Full circle moment came together. And I think the main thing that made me just really go for it is one, the lane was wide open. Nobody was really doing that at the time. And then two, I feel like it got me excited. I was like, the music for me had became so much with the politics and the drama to where it started getting frustrating.
Right.
It started getting
and then bringing the joy.
It took the joy away from it for me. And so this was something that I found that in again. And I was like, yo, I'm excited to go thrifting. I'm excited to bring pieces to set. I'm excited to meet new people and make them look and feel their best.
Yeah.
So it was just like a no-brainer at that point. And I was just grateful for the name because I was like, it was me being obedient. You know, like me listening to what came to me and being like, I don't know what it means, Lord, but I'm going to go with it.
Yeah.
And the first person I ever told the name to was my hairstylist at the time. And she was just like, that's hard.
Yeah.
She just stopped. She's like, yo, she's in the middle of, you know how you get that last part tight.
She had to
like,
stop.
Wait, yo.
That's hard. That's what's
so
up. When you get that response, I get that response about KrownMe all the time. Like when I tell them what it is, and when you get that's hard, you like, consistent.
It never
like,
gets old. Like even just now, the lady walking by we talked to, and it's just like, I respect that. I appreciate that because I didn't have like everybody on board or getting it at first. So some people were negative. They were just like, "What does that mean?" Or some people thought it was like a Christian, like I don't know, like association brand. And I was just like, "No, not necessarily."
Right.
For me, what it just means is a lot of the things in the Bible, Jesus turned nothing into something. That's what I do with fashion. I turn these thrifted, dirty pieces people got rid of. They're tired of it. And I turned it into editorial high fashion looks and designs that people love and
praise
and want.
Right.
So that's really what the name means behind it. And then it's also just like that little arrogance, like, you know, I'm the Jesus of I'm the most high of the thrifting.
Absolutely.
Like there is no higher when it comes to the thrift world. So
and really, you know, the beautiful thing about it is it's a dope name, but it's a brand now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now the brand carries weight and it's bigger, it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's always the goal when I do anything. I don't want it to be about me. I literally hid behind the scenes a long time with my brand. I really wanted to just push out work and let that be what spoke for myself. Because so many people, they put so much energy and emphasis in being like the mascot and the face of their stuff.
Right.
And it's like, this
for the
isn't
fame,
about me.
yeah, about
this
the
is
fame,
about
the
the
clout,
people.
right,
this
right.
is about making them feel good,
The service,
and looking the best.
the service. I think
that
that's
was
an
the goal.
important piece to talk on. That when getting into these spaces, in the entrepreneur space or creative, getting into the entrepreneur space, it's got to be about the service that you provide and the value that you provide to the customer and that customer experience. That in itself will, do what it needs to do when it comes to whatever you're looking for.
Exactly.
But if you just constantly making it about you,
Right.
You could lose that. I think that aligns with what the passion is. If your passion is in service and making sure, like you started off with, making somebody look the best that they can look, that has nothing to do with you. And that I want you to look good in front of the camera. And so I think that's really, really dope. So let me ask you, how many years have you been locked in with the thrifting? So you said 2017, 2018, we in 2022.
Yes.
So 2022, we full-fledged, 100%.
I've been working for myself full time the last 4 years.
Oh, wow.
I've done this full time. I haven't really worked another job. I know my last job was actually at Neiman Marcus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how was that experience? So that was an in-store experience, kind of explain. Now, were you a retail associate there, or what were you doing at Neiman Marcus?
So the beauty of that particular job is, one, they were very lenient with me. At the time, I was trying to open my own store, and I made it known.
Yeah.
A lot of times in the past, when I would do stuff outside, like if I had shows or stuff like that when I was doing the music, I kind of separated that from my workplace.
Yeah.
And this particular job, they let me be myself, which I respected and I appreciated, because it helped me grow so much. I had so many celebrity clients there who they allowed me to style, who they allowed me to speak to, and they would handpick me to be the one to deal with them. Like Nene Leaks, Eva, just different people who would come through there and need specific attention. Delicious was dope. She gave me a shout out and everything.
Oh, that's dope.
I styled her for dinner night. Yeah, she's dope. So that was definitely an experience for me, because it kind of allowed me to finally start merging. That was my first time having a resume that talked about my real life. What I do outside of just I worked at Kroger. Some Walmart.
Random stuff.
I got to really talk about what I did outside of that, and it was like a good feeling. So it built my confidence working there. And then knowing they were so patient with me, it was days where I would be up all night, cleaning out the store I was opening and stuff, and trying to get it prepared, and I would be late to work the next day. Yeah. And then instead of consistent write-ups and strikes, they're like, all right, sis, come here.
Your little side talk.
So I appreciate them so much, and that was an eye-opener for me. And that also allowed me to really get into a space where I was like, I really love this. I really like styling. I really love fashion. I love this. And I learned so many brands and stuff as well.
I think that
so many designers there.
Being in the mall and being in that retail space, it does open you up to a lot. Clientele, me being in the mall, having a store and stuff now, clientele, how people shop, what kind of customers you have, and then also the realization that, hey, you can do this as a career full time.
Real.
You could literally make a living.
You don't see that though. Growing up, I didn't have many people. My aunt, God rest her soul, she was the only entrepreneur in my family. Right.
I'm like a first generation. Well, no, my brother is an entrepreneur as well. You know what I'm saying? He was like a pioneer in our family. But I got a chance to watch him. Right. And he didn't perfect it. So I'm kind of on the side of where
that's the thing with her. She was amazing, but she never went all in
to the
full
next level.
time.
Yeah.
How I was trying to do full time. So it was just a blessing to be able to answer those questions and be that person who can kind of open those doors and allow the people in my family and my life to see it's possible.
Right.
So yeah, definitely.
And then also I think it's dope to be able to pivot from the music into fashion, but still be in the music realm.
No, that's very true.
You know what I'm saying?
That helped a lot.
Yeah.
There's so many clients out there that are artists. Yeah. And I literally am a beast at artist development and that side because of me being an artist before. And if I feel like if I never did that, I wouldn't be as passionate or knowledgeable to help them as far as styling and stuff.
Nah, that's dope.
That definitely helped too.
That's dope. So I want to talk about one more thing as far as, so you were in the Neiman Marcus, and I also know there was a point in time when you did have your own store and stuff like that. So explain to me your experience with your store.
So my first store was in an old church.
Okay, wow.
It was upstairs inside of a church, and we literally had to clean out the entire.
Now, when you say old church,
room.
was it like an abandoned church? It is no longer a church?
No, they actually turned it into a gallery.
Okay.
It's called the Stain Gallery.
Okay.
I don't know if you know about it. It's through Artlanta.
Okay.
But they brought me in, and I literally, from scratch, it was a room, and the room led to like an attic area.
Yeah.
But it overlooked the entire church.
Oh,
so
that's
dope
hard.
because
Yeah,
you could see my Thrift Jesus
Yeah.
symbol through the bottom.
Bottom,
area.
right. And that's like so much alignment
It was
there.
so dope.
Right,
And
right.
then it only made sense for me to be in there.
Yeah,
as the
absolutely.
Thrift Jesus inside the church. So that was my first time, like, from scratch creating a store where I'm like pulling the traffic there.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up carpets. I'm decorating to my
Build out,
aesthetic,
yeah.
everything. Yes. So that was the first time. And then the other thing that I've done since then have just been like featured in different stores. Like,
Right.
Not necessarily a pop-up, but like
A residency.
yeah, a residency.
We'll call it a residency.
We'll call it a residency.
Yeah.
I was a visitor.
Yeah. That's
so
cool. That's
that
cool.
was the Pink Zebra in Little 5. I've been
I'm
inside
familiar.
of
Shout out
Merch
to
Co.
Honey.
Yes, shout out to Honey. She's amazing. I've also done what was it? Citizen Supply. That was my recent one, which is in Pont City Market. And then Merge Co., which is inside of Phipps Plaza.
Yeah, that's a good
So
one.
I've literally been in so many dope spots
Yeah.
in completely different areas. And what it did was it helped me understand what my target market is.
Yeah, brand and market.
And
Target
who
market.
actually gravitates towards my
Yeah.
stuff. And I think honestly, the one that I can say that I did the best and I feel like made the most sense with my brand was Citizen Supply.
Okay.
So it was
And Pont City
people
Market?
from
Okay.
it was people from all over the world coming there because it's kind of like a staple place in Atlanta. So it's like a trademark here.
Yeah.
So people from everywhere came. It was a diverse setting, and the people were just amazing as far as helping.
And receiving.
Like,
and
they were
stuff like
really
that.
hands-on, vocal. They allowed me to be myself.
Yeah.
They even made me a playlist when I had my grand opening.
Oh, for real?
They literally made the music match my aesthetic.
Wow, that's
So that's when I was like, okay, y'all are dope.
Okay,
So
right.
shout out to them. But yeah, so that was definitely amazing. They made it feel like a real experience.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
Which is
selling
important.
clothes.
Right, which is important.
Right.
We kind of talked about that earlier.
Right.
You know, experience is really big when you're growing a brand. In my opinion, people are not just shopping for a product anymore.
Right.
You know, they're not just supporting a product, they're supporting a brand, and more importantly, the person behind the brand.
Behind the scenes,
you know,
yeah.
a lot of times people connect and support your brand because they know you or, you know, from your story and stuff like that. So, you know, hopefully today we provided y'all with some, you know, a little bit more history on this young lady's story and what she's been through and how she's gotten to where she is. So, okay, we did that, and now we are currently, you know, getting ready to embark on a joint venture almost, you know what I'm saying?
Work together.
So shout out to Streetwear Fashion Week.
Yes.
You know, Streetwear Fashion Week, which is happening here in Atlanta. This is the first one.
Yes.
We're planning for this to be an annual one. Shout out to DC.
Yes. Shout out to Terry.
Shout out to Terry.
Yes.
Can I kick it?
Can I kick it? Yeah.
You know, love him. So let me ask you, how did you get involved or, you know, become part of the Streetwear Fashion Week?
So I think Terry is always my connect.
Yeah, Terry
He's
is
just
amazing. Shout out to Terry.
Plug.
You know,
Terry's the plug.
Tetris Terry, man.
Yes,
for
and
real.
he's like my brother. Like he's like family. So
Me too.
when he comes to me with any ideas and stuff, I try my best to be
do
a
it.
part
Yeah.
or to contribute in some way
I'm the
if I'm
same
not
way.
able to be.
That's amazing that Terry has those he's that kind of guy. Like, if you get a phone call from Terry about something,
right, you
know what I'm
already
saying?
know.
All right, whatever it is. Like, I'm at the point, whatever he said, bro, I got
right,
you.
I got
Tell me what it
there.
is. So shout out
That's
to Terry.
How he is.
So he hit you up about
he's
it.
the one who really connected me, and it's crazy because DC was trying to reach out to me about a year ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was for because we didn't get to really talk about it. But he reached out to me via email, and he was kind of throwing out ideas and stuff of how he wanted to work together. And come to find out, fast forward, this is what he was hitting me about.
Right. That's
so
crazy.
It really wasn't until Terry kind of was the glue,
pulled it out.
pulled
He
it all
pulled it
together,
in. Yeah.
where it all kind of came together, where I was actually able to be a part of it.
So it's funny that your how you got pulled in. So I got pulled in by Terry as well.
Okay, nice.
But the ironic part, he hit me up. You know, we opened our store here in April. And I've been coming up with different ideas and concepts for, you know, bringing people to the store. Right. So I've been wanting to do these pop-up events. So Terry was one of the first people I called. Right. You know, he came to the grand opening, but I was like, Terry, I want to do some more stuff. I want to have some artists in here. I want to have some live art. I want to do some events. So we've been kind of going back and forth. Both of us have hectic schedules, you know, trying to plan to do something.
I already know how that is.
And then he hit me up randomly about this streetwear fashion week, and I'm like, okay, you know, I guess this is what we're going to be doing, right?
It only makes sense.
And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to bring the coordinator by or whatever, so y'all can meet, he can see the store. So I'm like, all right, bet. Right. He brings the coordinator by. I know him. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know.
Me and him, I think, went to high school together.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
Well,
so
that's
I already
crazy.
knew him before all of this.
DC comes from the showcase and like underground scene with artists, working with independent artists. So that's how I met DC, and we worked together for some years. That's dope. You know, in the same space and place. So
I just remember him from the club, like in Gwinnett area. So that's where I
in Gwinnett. I met him in the city. We were doing. He's booked. I also, you know, I have Union. Well, we should be Union. He's still in the Treehouse, but he used to book it out when it was Union and be a part of the events and stuff like that. So it's like crazy. Just come all the way to that. Yeah. So
y'all already know it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, super lit. So y'all make sure y'all check it out. Yes, man. Streetwear Fashion Week. We're going to be dropping information about that. Y'all be sure to check it out. And once again, this is going to be an annual thing. And I just wanted to kind of take the opportunity to not only get to know more about you and get more of your history, but to shed some light on that. So can you do us a favor and kind of give the people your social media, let them know where they can find you and any like projects you're working on currently?
Okay. Yeah, I'm redoing my website as we speak. So it's going to have the same domain though. So thethriftjesus.com. And then I'm also on Facebook, The Thrift Jesus. I'm on Instagram at The Thrift Jesus and at I Am Thrift Jesus. So I Am Thrift Jesus is more of my personal page. Okay. I'm actually getting into acting. I have a show dropping soon. So stay tuned for that. But that's the differentiate. Can't get the word out. It's the difference. I would just say difference. Yeah,
difference. Okay.
Between the two pages. One is going to be more about my personal stuff, what I got going on, and then one is just strictly the fashion, the brand. And that's going to also include my work, my designs, and everything over there. So.
And real quick, just to touch on that before we go, how is it going with your apparel? Because I know you do styling, but then you also have your own apparel and stuff.
So I dropped my first collection, I believe it was the end of last year. It was called the Water to Wine collection.
Okay, dope.
So that actually is doing very well. That's what was inside of Citizen Supply. And all I'm doing now has just been, I found my staple pieces that always work, that people always want. And then I have the MVPs. And then I have pieces that I'll add in that are like limited time only. So I'll have like trucker hats that are just one of ones, just different stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen some of your hats.
Oh yeah, those are doing great. So, I'm gonna have to bring those back.
Speaking of which, so I think this is the appropriate time to talk about this and to come to a conclusion. One, I want a handmade hat. Yes. And the reason why I want a handmade hat, because I handmade you a hat.
Yes, you did.
Years ago.
Yes, you did.
This is years ago. She asked me about this
original.
Hat. It took forever. Yeah, it took forever for us to for me to get it. Yes. Like I wore the hat and everything. It was I don't know if she ever gonna get this hat.
He's one of those. You leave your stuff in his house.
But it was so long. Like this was had to be over a year.
No, it was a while.
Yeah, it was over a year.
But I finally got it, and so you guys stay tuned. I'm actually wear that. I'm probably gonna wear it for street fashion week.
That's it is. I have to take my time. Yeah,
but sure. So I'm probably gonna wear it then, or I'll just post it online so you guys can see it. But
that is a custom.
He definitely made me a custom hat. And he wrote my name on it. It said thrift on the side. So I appreciate that.
No problem at all.
And I feel special because now you got all this going on, and I got one of the originals. Yeah, something different too. You don't do fedoras.
Nah, I don't have.
You don't even do fedoras.
We have them in here every now, but not hand painted, hand designed. This was when I was really trying to break into that style of hat. I wanted to do fedoras. So I've always, so I was I'm gonna do this. And then you was I want one. And I was all right, bet.
And I was over there looking at everything. I was nah, it gotta be for me. It gotta be special. So I appreciate it.
No problem at all.
For that. He definitely looked out, and I'm excited. So stay tuned for the pictures. You'll see me in it soon.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you so much for coming here.
Yes.
It's so dope to hear your story and just
Thank
learn
you.
more about your journey and what you've been through and stuff like that. And then for us to come all the way back together, because this is technically like our first time really like working together.
Knew each other.
Yeah. So we've been in the same environment on the scene for a minute. So I think it's just super dope. So appreciate you so much. Thank you. Shout out to the World family, man. Y'all continue to chase your dreams. Don't let nobody stop you. And when you get to the top, be sure to tell them to crown me. You know what I'm saying? So we gone.